Let's see how you can implement in Flask RESTful. So Flask RESTful is an extension for Flask that support quickly building REST API. It is a lightweighted abstraction that works with your existing ORM libraries, and if you are familiar with Flask, then Flask RESTful should be easy to pick up. It's also need one Python file, that's all. You can say Flask RESTful, that's it. Now import some libraries, which is your requests. Second one is your Flask, and finally your Flask RESTful. And from Flask RESTful you have to import two things. First one is your resource, and second one is your API. So in my locally I didn't have Flask RESTful, so let's import it. Done. And import Flask chorus for removing course error. And let's create a app instance of our Flask app and pass this app into our chorus and configure some settings. Second setting is your JSON sort keys, set it to false. Now create your API instance, so you can add your API into that instance. For getting your Flask RESTful, no, these were some APIs that you were going to implement. Now in Flask RESTful, you did not to create any method and route. You have to write in the form of classes. I'm making one class named as RASA and inheriting our resource class. And into our resource class we have some methods like get method, post method, and put method, delete method. And into our this RASA class we are overriding these method in for our use case. Let's override this get method and simply return that simply return a message, make a post request for result. If user or backend developer make a get request to our API, then it will give you a message that make a post request for the result. And now we are overriding our post method. Again we need some sort of things. First one is ID. Second is your message. And your URL. And your URL is http localhost 5005 webhooks rest again webhook. Yep, if I didn't wrong, then this is your URL. Let's see that if this URL is wrong, then it will throw an error. And for making data, we need to give some sender as a key. This is my ID, and second one is your message. Now storing the result in result variable. Making a post method, it needs your URL and your data. Make sure that you feed data in JSON as an argument. Now print our result. Return result.json, and we JSONify this result. That's all. Now you have to add a route for it. I think there are some error. Let's run our file. Flask API, it's Flask RESTful. Let's copy this error and paste it to our web browser, and let's install by the help of Conda. see if we download it or not. Okay, it's downloaded into our local system. And if I run our Python file, then it shouldn't give me an error. Okay, it's giving me. Okay, maybe there are some environment error. Okay, so that error is coming out because I use flask underscore restful dot py as my Python file name. So that's why it giving me an error. Now it is perfectly fine. Now the second step is we have to add some resources into our API instance that we created, and for adding those instance we have to give API dot add resource and your class name and your route. That's all. Then run if name equal to main underscore actually it is underscore name app dot run. Now if you put a post request, now first run our file. It will be requests. That's all. This is printing our reception ID and text and also giving you a response. Okay, that's all for today's session. You get to know how you can move your RASA chatbot from local to the production, and how you can make web services and web APIs by using Flask and Flask RESTful. Thank you very much.